So when I tell people that I'm living in Poland, they're always asking me the same kind of stuff, like, how do you deal with the snow, the cold, the rain, all that kind of stuff? And I just tell them it's not actually like that. In the summer, it kind of gets hot sometimes compared to England anyway. Like today, we're looking about 22, 23 degrees. It's not too bad in the summer. Yeah, the winters can be fierce, but yeah, we do get the sunshine. Occasional thunderstorms, but yeah, overall the summers here are nice. Quite like it, especially in Krakow. It's very beautiful, and yeah, it can get quite hot. I think last summer we were looking at like 37 degrees at the peak, and yeah, and the reason I kind of wanted to mention that first is because, believe it or not, we are on our way to a desert right now. Yep, you heard me right, a desert in Poland. Until my friend Gary here.
Looking forward to it.
He's from Scotland, if you couldn't tell by the accent. So we've got a Scottish and an English guy on tour today, so stay tuned for that. And we're going to be going to the biggest one today, the Błędów Desert, I think it's pronounced. Apologies to any Polish watching this if I've butchered the pronunciation, but I am trying my best, believe me on that one. But yeah, so by definition, a desert is anything that sees less than 10 inches of rainfall per year. So yeah, so this is known as the Polish Sahara. We're going to go check it out today because it's quite interesting, and us both coming from the UK, it's always good to find somewhere where there's not much rain, you know. I was kind of sick of that, so yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. We're just on the road right now, driving through, so yeah, I'll be keeping you updated if there's any decent views like on the road, and then once we're there I'll kind of show you guys around. Yeah, it should be interesting, so I'll see you then. Just walking from the car park to the desert right now, and I think I even said earlier, the definition of a desert is less than 10 inches of rainfall a year, but lo and behold, it's starting to rain. Us both coming from the UK, it's always good to find somewhere where there's not much rain, you know. I guess that's what happens when a Scottish and an English guy go to a desert. They bring the terrible UK weather with them, so yeah. Makes for a funny video though, I guess. A bit of a water fountain as you enter the desert, which kind of defeats the object of a desert, I guess. Oh, and even worse. So I don't know if any of you have ever been to a desert before, but this one has burger vans, yeah. Probably some pierogi too, which is, yeah, like the main Polish delicacy. But yeah, as you can probably see, it's very much a desert with sand. I don't know if you can see there, but there's some kind of teepees in the distance, so I'm gonna go check that out. I wonder if people like camping here. That's pretty cool. It's a little bit windy, so you might be struggling to hear me, but yeah, I'm gonna take a little walk around and I'll tune back in if we find anything interesting. But yeah, for now, a lot of wind, a lot of sand, a lot of rain. Don't think I'll be dying of dehydration anytime soon, seeing it's pissing it down, but I'm kind of relieved about that. We've got some burger vans in the distance in case I get a little bit peckish. So yeah, I don't know what these people are talking about. Getting lost in a desert, walk in the park if you ask me. This desert has dogs too, apparently. I feel like Aladdin lied to me. Desert life is sweet. We've got burger vans, rain, dogs. Been walking about a few minutes or so into the desert. As you can see, we've already found civilization. A few teepees over there. Some people having a fire, making some food, kind of camping out in the desert, which is probably a good crack, to be honest. Get away from the city life for a few nights, chilling. And how many people can say they've been camping in the desert, eh? I mean, they're not too far from the burger vans and water fountain and Portaloos, so it's not the roughest night of their lives, but still it's probably pretty nice out here. Get away from the light pollution, the sound pollution. Yeah, not a bad shout. No, we're not at Glastonbury right now. We're actually in the middle of the Polish Sahara, the largest desert in Poland, where people come to camp apparently, which is pretty cool. Yeah. As you can see, I've put my rain jacket on now, and yeah, a little bit of information about that. In the UK, we have this kind of rule that the more north you go, the harder the people they get. And what I mean by hard is that's the measurement of their tolerance of rain. And as you'll see, me with my rain jacket on now, but Gary up from the true north in Scotland is still in his t-shirt and shorts. Nothing. So yeah, so me, I'm not as north as he is, so I can't hack it quite the same. Yeah, so about 5 minutes into the desert, and lo and behold, I've bumped into someone from, well, Burnley, my hometown, which is not what I expected in the Polish desert. But yeah, this is Hannah.
Hello.
We actually know each other as well, very vaguely. Best friend of my ex-girlfriend when I was like 19. But yeah, the people I was saying earlier camping in here is, yeah, well, Hannah's one of them people.
Yes.
Do you want to tell them a bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, so we're called Leos Labs. We're an arts of ecology platform, and every year we come and have a laboratory in the Błędowska Desert, which is a testing ground for new ideas, using art and culture to think of how we can transform the world to be a better, more beautiful place to live. Awesome. Living in harmony and reciprocity with the land, and yeah, we've got like this festival coming up, so yeah, check us out, Leos Labs.
The last place I ever expected to see someone from Burnley, my hometown, is the Polish Sahara, but what do you know, us people get about, I guess. And as Hannah was saying earlier, they're having a bit of a festival in a couple of weeks. They're camping out there now. Yeah, so I think on the 17th of July we'll probably come back, check out that festival, get some more videos then, hopefully a little less rain, some nice music and good vibes hopefully. But yeah, that's kind of blown my mind there. Is just 2 weeks ago in Croatia, I was on Hvar Island and I saw someone from, well, Burnley actually isn't my hometown, but it's the next closest town to my hometown, about 10 minutes away. But about 2 weeks ago, yeah, I saw someone from my actual hometown, Cone, which is only 17,000 people. I saw two of them actually separately on Hvar Island in Croatia, so kind of feeling like I'm living in a simulation right now, as no matter where I go in the world I bump into people from where I came from, which is kind of nice depending on who it is. That was great to see her. I haven't seen her for 10 years probably. Best friend of my ex-girlfriend. But yeah, it was nice to hear that old Burnley accent. That's how we kind of met. She heard me speaking from about 50 metres away. She was like, "Where are you from actually?" As you can probably tell, the accent's quite piercing at times. So yeah, so we'll definitely be meeting again. She lives in Berlin, but she spends a lot of time in Poland, so that's cool. But yeah, I've kind of, as I'm talking now, I've kind of wandered into a forest, which is kind of at the end of the desert. But yeah, so that's Poland. A lot of kind of mix and random wildlife and nature, which is kind of cool. Still kind of raining right now, but it's looking good. Gary back there enjoying the rain still. Maybe we'll find some Scottish people in the forest now and yeah, make it a real party.
Yeah, party.
So we just emerged from the forest now, as you can see. A lot of barren land. Yeah, our friends over there in the campsite. But yeah, looking very desert-like. Just a lot of sand, not much going on. But it's cool, not something I would have expected to see in Poland. Always interesting. And then yeah, I think this is the first time I've ever been in a desert, so something to tick off the bucket list. And I think I'll be leaving alive, so that's always a plus. Yeah. gonna keep on having a trek around, see if we can find anything else cool. So the sun's finally come out now in the desert. It's feeling a lot more like a desert. Bit warm, took my jacket off, sun's shining. We're just gonna loop our way around now, as we think we've seen everything that we want to see. But yeah, it's been a cool visit to the desert. Obviously seeing Hannah earlier and the campsite was kind of crazy. Yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one, but it's happening a lot to me recently. I'm meeting a lot of people from back home, no matter where I go, which is nice, but it's kind of, yeah, mind-blowing. So yeah, I will see you at the next destination. Some sort of little bunker in the desert, and I mean, with the current rent prices in Krakow, I mean, probably looking at about €1,000 a month for this kind of size, a studio apartment, with inflation and all that. We've got a lovely view from the window there. Gary making himself at home inside. Yeah, I don't know what this is kind of for, but let's check it out. Cool little bunker, just in case the desert is getting a little too intense or a little bit too wild for you. A good place to hide from the rain earlier. But right now, it's kind of warm in here, and now it's a bit sunnier and hot. But yeah, hopefully my studio apartment's going to be a bit cozier than that, but you'll see that soon, later this week.
It's nice here to grab a couple of beers though and some ice cream maybe.
Cheeky hot dog in the desert. One thing I did miss about Poland, it's the hot dogs. Leaving the desert now, as you can see, very much in the background, but it's getting kind of busy now. I'm glad we came in the morning when it was quiet. And yeah, bloody typical, as soon as we leave, the sun comes out and it stops raining. But yeah, it's been cool. Obviously we had that bit of that freak encounter with someone from my hometown that I knew, that were kind of cool. And then we had a good trek around. My shoes are absolutely filled to the brim with sand right now, which is kind of uncomfortable, but yeah, gonna go change out of those and then head over to Gary's for a barbecue now the sun's out. So yeah, it's been a successful little trip. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm not quite sure what's coming next. Got some other stuff planned this month, off wild camping in Norway at some point. And yeah, we might be going to the Polish Maldives kind of place maybe next week or something like that. I'm also moving into a new apartment this week, so I'll be sure to show you what that's like, the kind of average cost of living in Krakow, Poland, and what you can get for that price. A bit more boring stuff, but also interesting if you're thinking of kind of doing it yourself. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. If you've enjoyed what you saw and you want to kind of stay up to date with what's coming next and the lifestyle of a digital nomad, then yeah, hit the subscribe button. Peace.